Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We are done with Auto Salon, and what a crazy weekend it has been. Not only did we have Auto Salon, but we also got to drive the Wagon 32 at the Vertex Omotenashi event. Daiki, what does Omotenashi mean?
Omotenashi means hospitality?
Hospitality, that is right. Look at you, your English is getting great. So, it's like a Japanese hospitality event where we put on a show, do a bunch of passenger runs to give back to you guys that are visiting from overseas for Auto Salon and whatnot. And it's always the day after Auto Salon at Mobile Circuit. It's run by Ueno-san from Vertex, and all the OG like D1 GP drivers. Taniguchi was there, Nomuken was there. It was a great time. Oka-chan was there, lots of people. And we took the Wagon 32, which did great all day. I did like 100 passenger laps. It was kind of wild.
Yeah.
But it's a little sore. It's a little hurt. The bottom end in this has always been a little tired. It came out at a 33.4 and it's stock rods and pistons. We're only running 1 bar of boost, but it's definitely starting to breathe a lot, like a ton of blow by now, more than it's ever had before. And we did our compression test. And number 1 is a little, like a good 20% lower than the rest of them. And number 4 keeps going up and down. So I'm suspecting we've got a broken ringland there because it's breathing a lot. Probably the most I've ever seen any of my RBs breathe, so it's gonna be time that this bottom end kind of gets pulled out and get some forged rods and pistons in there from the guys at Tomei and probably step up the bore a little bit, but we'll deal with that in a little bit. It'll probably last another event. Well, we'll see if I wanna risk it or not. I'm very happy with how this package is, and the Wagon's been performing really, really well. But today's video is gonna be about Daiki and his decision to no longer be driving in D1 lights because he's gonna be driving in a different series. But we'll talk about that later.
Hey.
We've just gone and moved the Wagon 32 outside to give us a little bit of space. The problem right now is we definitely have too many cars in here for how the shop is laid out with 2 lifts. If we want to keep this many cars in here at all times, we definitely need to probably get 2 more 4-post lifts, 1 in this corner and then 1 in this corner, so we can have 2 here and 2 there to give us enough space to keep working. But what we want to do is, I want to make sure we honor our promise of getting all of these cars finished. And I think the first car that we need to do is we got to finish this Wagon R and get that sorted, because it's just sitting there taking up space and there's really not much left on it before it's tuned and get dropped off up north near the racetrack, where it's going to get that 1 hoop cage kind of thing put in it. So let's pull this thing out and let's kind of give you guys a refresher on the Wagon R K Endurance Supercharged K car. K Endurance? K car? I don't know. But anyways, let's give you a refresher. She should fire up. You gotta keep the revs going. Little bit, little bit. It's 90 degrees, it's 90 decibels right now. Look at all that space we're gonna get back. Stop. That's good. Nice. That's a good place. We can work on it here. So, the good news about this car is everything here is done pretty much. There's idle control valve. I don't even think we need, so I might even take that out because I was thinking I'd do something stupid with it. But that was when I was thinking we were going to do turbo stuff, but we ended up going supercharger. So anyways, I don't know. We'll see what the tuner wants there, but that's easy for me to take in and out. For the most part, it's K6A, same engine that's in like a Jimny and stuff, with a bolted on Subaru Pleo, like what are they called, an AR500 or something supercharger? These things. So that's on there. We jerry rigged that on there and it works great. It's got an intercooler, everything that it needs. Is it warm? Everything that it needs to pretty much make boost and have a lot of fun. It just needs a good tune. So we need to do that for sure. It's got a link on there, digital dash. Car's been completely gutted. Has a core flute dash, but we got to reinforce that today with a little bit of steel. And then fill this in so there's no reflection on the windshield. And then pull everything out of the car. We got to put 2 pieces of perspex in on the rear doors. And then we also got to chop some of this out to make it even lighter. And done. That's it. Oh, and we got to put a cool steering wheel on there or something because that ain't gonna work. We got a boss kit for that. And I'm sure there's tools in here that have been missing for a while that I just forgot about that were in here. So that's what we're doing. Also, there's the monsoon that powers this thing. We're just looking at the rear doors and how much we want to chop out of this inner skin. We're thinking of pretty much following like, you know, this crease line that's here all the way around the door. We're just gonna take that whole inner piece out. It's got some pretty good reinforcement bars on there, so I don't think it's gonna make it too flexible and not be able to close, but we also just don't care about that. We really just want this to be a completely gutted door and like a skin. And we may even just end up bolting the rear doors in and screwing them in so they can't actually open, because I just don't see the point. Like we just want this to be a complete bare skin. And we want to have access to in here because it's going to be a little tricky to get this sheet of perspex in there. So we've got a ton of this stuff to work with. So we want to get that in there for sure. So we're going to probably start chopping. Ramen boy.
Do you like noodles?
Big flexi boy. While Daiki's working on cutting the other side out, I've been working on a cardboard template for the window. I've had this kind of pressed in place, done an outline of where the opening is, and then I'm gonna measure how much space I have around. And this is gonna be a little tricky because the other ones were super easy. You just kind of goop them in, and then through a few holes, you just kind of screw them in. Same on the back here that we did. But this is gonna be a little tricky because what we've got to work with, if I push this out, you'll see what I mean, is down here we have somewhere we can screw it in from the inside in without it coming outside. But then up here, we don't really have anywhere where we can screw through into something because it's gonna be on the inside of it, kind of pressed up against there. So probably what we're gonna have to do is, one, it's obviously gonna be silicone and gooped in there with a ton of stuff, but we'll probably have to make something from the back here that we screw in that's gonna press up against it. That's probably the best way to do that, and then the silicone should hold it in place. We could potentially screw into the perspex from the outside and then kind of make it press up against this, in reverse of what we've done, but that's gonna mean that it's gonna probably make it crack, so we don't wanna do that. But yeah, kind of making progress. We've got this layout now, so pretty much what I'll do is I'll give it 10 mil all the way around so that we have something to work with, except on the bottom here. I gotta measure that because that's a good 20, 30 mil extra we can leave on the bottom there for us to actually screw into it. So it'll be mainly supported by these ones down the bottom. Probably put 3 bolts and screws down the bottom to hold it and support it. And then the rest of it will just be pressed up against it with a bunch of goop. And then once that seals, it should be okay. I mean, look, it's a K race car. It doesn't need to be perfect, right? That's what I keep saying to myself anyways. From a cardboard template to tracing it out onto the perspex, well, Lexan. And now we're gonna just use a jigsaw with a special plastic cutting blade, and we'll follow that line around, and then it should fit in. And then if that test fits okay, from there, we flip it and make another one. Now it's not gonna be able to be done on this one sheet. I do have another sheet with maybe enough space, but that's not the right plastic, but it'll do for this, hopefully. If there's not enough on that, then I gotta order another sheet of this and we gotta wait, because Riley used a whole bunch of it on his car, and yeah, it is what it is. if we're lucky, we now have a window cut that should, in theory, fit in a Wagon R. We obviously still are gonna have to go over the edges and stuff with a bit of a belt sander, but we can flex this in.
Oh yes.
Look at that.
It looks really good.
We just gotta figure out a way to jam it in there. So what we're gonna have to do is put something in behind it, like just jam it in. Like a piece of cardboard or foam to like hold it in there while the glue's setting. And we'll figure out a way to screw something in there. It has to happen. What we might actually be able to do is just get like a piece of rubber and jam it in there and then screw into that, and that's what's gonna press up against it, and just these sides here. But up the top here we can get a screw in, and down the bottom we can get a screw in to support it in. Here, I'm gonna have to definitely, I think it's meant to be in there like that, on that angle. Because it should be like there. I think here I'm just gonna have to trim it out a bit once it's lined up, because it needs to get a hole drilled and put in there, and then there, so you probably have to just cut out a little here, room for the handle. Otherwise it's gonna fit really, really well. I like that a lot. Cut this last little bit out and then clean up the edges and we're good to go.
Yeah.
Just like that. It's nice when you got the right tools for everything, eh?
What is it called?
It's called a jigsaw.
Jigsaw.
Yeah, I don't know if it's called something else anywhere else in the world, but where I'm from, it's called a jigsaw.
Yeah.
Make sure we clear everything now. Oh yeah, look at that, perfect now. Clears all that. Yeah, and we'll be able to put a screw in there, no problem. No problem at all.
Outside looks really, really good.
Yeah, once that's pressed up like that, it's gonna be good. Yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, perfect.
Oh, no.
Perfect, perfect. Screw straight through there to hold it in here. We'll figure out that with the goop and everything. We'll be sitting pretty. Not bad. It's one window done. We have some bad news. I thought maybe I'd have enough of this older stuff. I don't. So we're kind of screwed. I'm gonna have to order another sheet of the polycarbonate stuff and we'll have to cut that out of. But it is what it is. We got this all cut out today, which is a good step in the right direction on both sides. So now all we have to do is finish that last piece. Oh, I can take this out. This isn't needed. Why is it not coming out? There it is. So at least we have that done, and we're just gonna have to wait a couple days for that new sheet to come and we'll be good. Everything's a lot lighter in the rear. The only other thing we need to do is get those steel strap things that are gonna go behind and support the dash, which we're just gonna tack them in place. Like, it's just, we don't want them to come loose, obviously, in a crash. So I think welding them in place is gonna be the best thing. We're gonna weld tabs off the main like support bar here to like support the dash, because I know this is gonna end up moving and flexing probably in the heat. So if we support it with like just one metal strap across the top of that and then tie it in across the top, I think it'll be okay. But we've made progress today. That's all that matters. I'm trying to tell my brain that there has been some kind of productive movements today without, wanting to fall into ADHD depression or whatever you want to call it. Because if it feels like you haven't seen any big movement or result, or you don't feel like you've been productive, you then just feel terrible for the next 3 days, and it sucks. And then you just you're kind of paralyzed and can't do anything, and you just mope around. But I mean, that's just life, I guess, at the end of the day. But for the most part, we've made progress on this. I gotta just take the little win. Take the little win. We moved it out of its spot and we started working on it, and we cut the doors out and we got one Perspex made. But now we finally get to tell you about what's happening with Daiki. Right, Mr. Ramen Boy?
I recommend udon.
You recommend udon?
Yeah.
I don't know if I should tell you just how dirty your face is right now.
Oh, really?
Oh, it is. It's bad.
Oh.
The reason why I don't want to put this in today is because I want to use this as the main stencil for when we cut the other side. Because I could put this in there and feel like we did more today, but then I would lose my really nice stencil, have to base it off the cardboard again, and cut that bottom section out, when I can just trace this, cut it, flip it, and it'll go exactly identical on the other side. I'd prefer to do that than mess around with the cardboard and anything like that again. So that's why I'm not sticking this in today. But like I said, it's time to talk to Daiki. Daiki, why are you stopping driving in D1 lights? To help Daiki out, I've told him to say it in Japanese, and we're going to put the G mark on the bottom because there's a lot of things he wants to say that he doesn't know how to say in English. So, Daiki, どうぞ。
Sorry, Mason, translate, please. D1 ライツ4年間僕は参戦してきました。で、最初の2年サムと出会う前、本当に辛かったです。いろいろと自分の夢はずっと D1GP だったけど、スキルと別のトラブルで、それもスキルなんですけどうまくできなくて、でも2年後にサムと会って、サムが会社に入れてくれて、車こんなに良くしてもらって、今年の日光と2回優勝できたんで、そろそろ僕の腕とサムの知識と全てを世界のみんなとかに見てもらうためにも GP 行きまーす
So if you didn't catch that, Daiki is going to be no longer driving in lights because he is leveled up and he is going into GP. With his good results this year and everything that made that happen, he's now able to move into GP. There's going to be a pretty big announcement as to what team he'll be driving in and all that kind of stuff, which we can't talk about yet. But what we can talk about is what machine he's going to be going in and what engine package and stuff like that he's going to be doing. So Daiki, what is your GP machine going to be like?
Like that.
Okay, so he's not going to be using my car. We're going to be turning your car into the same package. Little few differences here and there, but for the most part, you're going to have 3.6 Tomei 2JZ.
Yeah.
You're going to probably have a sequential this time though, right? Not a G-force, and a quick change diff. Which is pretty much the recipe. You want a strong transmission, a quick change diff so you can change whatever ratio you want, and you want an engine that's not going to let you down.
Yeah.
And that makes a ton of torque and a ton of power.
Yes, and also this is most important. I will be use E85.
That's right. Hey, are you actually?
Yeah.
You got a code?
Yeah.
The OAK?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Dude.
We need to tell something to the audience. Like,
Okay.
why we always blow up engine? That's the mean we can't use high octane.
High octane, yeah. So the reason why he kept blowing SRs, we couldn't run a higher octane fuel. D1 Lights has a rule where you can only use pump gas.
Yeah, normal
Yeah.
gas.
So on days where it was super, super hot and we're pushing the SR to the limit with the setup that we have so that he's competitive, it was just going over the top. Plus all the wiring issues that we found. There was a water damaged ECU at one point, and then eventually we finally figured it all out, and it was, we got it fixed in the end. That's the main thing.
Arigato.
Nah, I'm just stoked that this thing, we figured it out, but it was at the end of your last year in lights. You could have had such a better time with the SR platform, but Obviously, things have really changed so much in lights, and I feel like it's almost impossible to be competitive without a sequential. There's all these rules and stuff like that. It's kind of wild. Everyone's got like JZs, like 2 Js now in sequentials and lights, which is just nuts. But yeah, anyways, we could talk about that forever. But Daiki is going to be leveling up this machine. He's going to be getting chopped in the front, chopped in the rear, tubular, all that kind of stuff. It's going to be fun. He's got a lot of changes to go. This car is not going to look the same. When's the first round?
I think May.
May.
Crazy, like Nagoya?
Nagoya? Okay. This is going to be fun then.
Yeah.
When's your shakedown, you think? You want the shakedown the week before?
Oh no.
Maybe a month before if we're lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope like March. Or
March?
April.
April? Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to test like 2 times.
2 times? That's good. That's wise. Get comfortable. So, before you say, oh my God, Sam, how are you taking on another car to build and all that type of stuff, I'm not going to be the one building it. All right. So that'll all be part of the other announcement when it all comes. But just know that I'm not taking that on. The only work that we're going to be doing, I think, is probably pulling the engine and everything out of it that's in there now. And that's going to be going in his other practice car or something like that, which will be pretty cool. 2.2, 500 horsepower. Should be a good package.
I'm not using this sequential, so...
Yeah, you're going to have a spare sequential. Is that going to go in your practice car too?
I think so.
Yeah, so here's a TTI 5-speed, right?
This one's 6-speed.
6-speed, oh, that's cool. So a little nice 6-speed sequential TTI in there. So that'll be nice in his little street practice car.
Street?
You going to get shuck in on it? Wait, can you get shuck in on sequential?
I think so.
I think you can, yeah. I don't know what the rules are for it, but...
So annoying when you...
Yeah, it's so loud. Yeah, you're not wrong. But anyways, that's the goal with this thing, and I'm really excited for him to see him grow as well. It's been great, and I'm just stoked to see him competing at that top level in D1. So we're gonna have a Pro 1 FD car and a Pro 1 D1 car in here now. It's gonna be good, which means, you know what I'm excited about, Daiki? We can take our pro cars and go practice together. That's gonna be so good. Yeah. There's obviously gonna be a ton of stuff that's gonna happen behind the scenes with Daiki's new build and his new journey into D1 GP. But I'm gonna be doing my best to cover it, mainly because, well, I know you guys are interested in his journey just as much as mine. And when I first started this channel, the goal was for me to achieve my dream of getting into competitive drifting. And while I haven't gotten the results that I want yet, we are there and we're working at it. Daiki, on the other hand, his goal was to get into D1 GP when I met him and to have a reliable car that didn't want to burn down with wiring issues. And to see him where he's at now is incredible. We've definitely gone through some tough times with his SR platform, but I mean, who doesn't when it comes to SR stuff? But yeah, at the end of the day, we're gonna cover as much as we can on his, I guess, journey into D1 GP, what that looks like, what's involved, the car build, all that type of stuff. I'm really excited, and I think you guys will be as well. We're also going to be doing an opportunity where you'll be able to purchase a support pack for him once his car's ready, and we can reveal the livery. So there's a really cool design involved in that with like either a shirt or a hoodie, but that will be available later on so that you guys can directly support him to help fund his D1 GP program. With that, guys, thanks for watching. Today's been a little bit all over the place, but with this little bit of good news, I'm sure you're all going to be feeling, I guess, a little accomplished, and you're not going to be getting ADHD paralyzed or whatever that means. I don't even know, but some of you will get it. Some of you will. Some of you will relate to it, I'm sure. I want this thing out of my shop, which means we got to finish it. So I'm going to order another sheet, make sure that arrives either tomorrow or the day after, finish it, put it together, and send it off to get that roll cage done up north, and then it'll just stay at MSP waiting for the next kit car race. Thanks for watching today's video, guys. I know it wasn't something crazy, super entertaining, lots of cool stuff happening video, but it's a realistic video, and it's what life is like when you have project cars that you need to get done and you've been putting off for ages because of whatever's going on in your life. So, some of these videos that we're gonna be uploading as we go through all of these project cars may come across repetitive. They may be boring, but we're showing you what it's really like, real life. No quick cut, slap it together, wires hanging out everywhere. Okay, project's done for YouTube, and put it in the corner and never drive it. We are actually going to be finishing these cars because we want to feel that end result gratification. We want this car done. We want, like, not that car, but all the cars done, and we want to feel that. And then we want to decide what we want to do with them. We want to drive them all, experience them, and then decide whether or not we let them go and we move on to other things. or what? I don't know. But one thing I can tell you is I'm excited for Daiki, I'm excited for myself, and I'm excited for this year. Do me a favor if you're an OG or someone that avidly watches this channel that believes in our journeys and what we're doing, smash the like button and write us a comment. Share your thoughts on what you watched today. If you have any advice, inputs, encouragement, or even constructive criticism, it's all welcome. And more than ever do we need your interaction on our videos. With all the changes in YouTube and algorithm, it's like, I don't know. I really just feel like we need to go back. YouTube is so weird right now. I don't know. Maybe I'm just boomer status now. Who knows? But with that, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thank you again. Peace.